I'm trying to test out this thing that my friend and neighbor across the street suggested to me. I'm signed into my laptop, and I'm going to try and see if I can watch my video at the same time, so that I can read your comments. Oh boy. You know, this is why I don't use a laptop anymore, because it wants me to do updates, and I don't want to do updates. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to forget about this and just close this out, because that's just too much trouble. So I'm going to have to do this again. If you make comments, I'm going to have to look down here and use my glasses because I'm blind. Hi guys. Hi. So, I don't know if all of you have your ingredients together, but a few days ago I posted the ingredients for olive oil granola. It's actually another recipe that I kind of altered, because it had, number one, it had pistachios, and hi Joanna, and I don't want to use pistachios. Number one, they're expensive, and number two, they're not my favorite nut. So I think I had mentioned when I did the scones that I love pecans. I also really love hazelnuts. I love pumpkin seeds. I love sunflower seeds. So anyway, I've kind of altered the recipe. Also, the recipe called for dried apricots, which I really like dried apricots, but I didn't want to go through the trouble at the end of making the granola to chop the dried apricots and mix it in with the granola. And I'll kind of explain that to you later, because I like my granola more in chunks than loose. So anyway, let's get started. I probably will have to refer to my phone and the photos that I posted, just because I always look, no matter how many times I do a recipe, I always, hi Rhonda, you're so funny, cooking with Joni. I always look at the recipe, because first of all, my age, and I forget things, and secondly, I just don't want to forget anything. So will you guys tell me, is that backward to you? Does that, it says olive oil granola, but it's backward to me. Is it backwards to you? Somebody? Anybody? Rhonda? Let me know if that's backward. Oh, it's backwards. Okay. Well, oh well. So I won't show those. So anyway, let's get started with the recipe. It calls for old-fashioned oats, which Jim eats oatmeal every day, so I always have those. I'm buying at Costco in the big, huge box. Anyway, you backward. Yeah, I'm backward. All right, Rhonda. It calls for oats. It calls for light brown sugar. I buy this organic at Costco. It calls for olive oil, which I use extra virgin organic olive oil. These are actually on sale right now at Sprouts. It was buy one, get one free. So it was a great deal. I don't know if it's still on, but I am so there, because olive oil is not inexpensive. I buy this organic maple syrup from Costco, and I bought this organic honey from Sprouts. I use these coconut chips, which are not, there's nothing added to them. All it is coconut chips, period. Phil, hi Phil. Oh my gosh. Phil and I were in the same training class years ago, and he's no longer flying, but hi you and Jed, I miss you guys. Anyway, so I use these organic coconut chips. If I can't get them these I got at TJ's, Trader Joe's. If I can't get them there, I go to Whole Foods into the section with all the bins they have everything in those bins. So then I end up getting it in the bins. Cardamom, which if you don't care for cardamom, don't use it. If you like clove in your granola, use clove. So I use cinnamon, cardamom, kosher salt. Here's the gorgeousness of this organic light brown brown sugar. I love this brown sugar. And then I said 2.5 cups of whatever nuts and seeds you like. Hi Bob, good morning. So I probably use a lot more than 2.5 cups. I'm a nut freak and a seed freak. So this happens to be, I love the pumpkin seeds in it. I love the pumpkin seeds. So in here I have pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, hazelnuts, pecans, almonds, sunflower seeds, and I think that's it. So this is about 2.5 cups. Honestly, I probably add more than that, but because I put that on the recipe, that's what I'm going to use today. I might sprinkle in a few more. Never know. Anyway, so I've measured out 3 cups of oats, and then pretty much what you're going to do is pretty much dump everything in. Except for when you get to the liquid part, the maple syrup, the honey, and the olive oil. The original recipe did not call for honey. The reason why I use honey is because I like it when my granola, like I said, has some chunks to it, not all loose. And this is what the honey will do for you. It'll make it so after the last 15 minutes of cooking, you just take the sheet pan out of the oven, you leave it sit until it's completely cool, and then you can break up those pieces. So if you don't like it like that, and you want it all loose and not in chunks, don't use the honey. If you don't want to use as much of the brown sugar, don't use as much of the brown sugar. Don't use brown sugar at all. It has the maple syrup in it, so it's plenty sweet. I just happen to be addicted to sugar. So anyway, so let's get started. So 3 cups of oats, old-fashioned oats, rolled oats. I have yet to use this recipe with like steel cut oats. I don't really think it would work too good because of the way they're cut. So I've never done that before. I'm going back to my photos to make sure I don't leave anything out, so pardon me if I... Okay, so 3 cups of oats, 1 cup, or as many as you like, as much as you like, of coconut chips. If you don't like coconut, don't put the coconut in. Won't be offended at all. So if you like more, put more. So we're going to put all of these nuts in, 2.5 cups of nuts. Use your hands. God gave you hands. Use your hands. Stir it all up, at least now, until maybe you put the maple syrup and everything else in, and then it gets kind of messy. So we've got those 2 things in there. So you can go ahead and put your 1/2 cup of brown sugar, or not. If you don't want to use brown sugar, don't use brown sugar. I'm going to get my little trusty wooden spoon. Sorry for the noise. I have to tell you a story about this wooden spoon. Drawer wouldn't close. This wooden spoon, see this wooden spoon? This is, let's see, how do I get it? There we go. See this wooden spoon? It's kind of broken right there. I gotta take really good care of it. Pardon my nails, they look like, ugh. This wooden spoon I used to use as a little girl. My mom always made, especially what I remember, always making chocolate pudding, and then I always got to lick the spoon. So after my mom passed away, I'm like, oh, that wooden spoon is mine. It's definitely mine. So I've got 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So here's the thing when you get to the liquid. What I do is, because the maple syrup can be sticky, what I do is I actually measure the olive oil first. And that way the maple syrup and the honey actually kind of slide right out of this from the oil after you've put the... So I use 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Let's see if I can do this without my glasses. Darn, it's really hard getting old and blind. So half a cup, right in. And then I'm going to measure 3/4 of a cup of the maple syrup. Like I say, if you don't want to use that much maple syrup, don't. This stuff is expensive. I get it at Costco and I use it all the time. If you're not going to make this all the time, you might not want to use this. But I make it all the time. So it's something for me that's worth it. This recipe for me lasts close to a month. I keep it in a tightly sealed container. It doesn't go bad. It doesn't, oh, look at the hearts. How cute is that? Hi, Linda. There's like Linda Jimenez, Linda Gale, that I grew up with down the street. I love you. Sending lots of love. Anyway, so I don't think I even opened this yet, so I'll go ahead and open this. Like I said, use whatever seasonings you like. If you want to put sesame seeds in here, that would be really, really good. Uh-oh. I missed what you said, Joanna. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, spoon. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to measure, like, I use about 3 tablespoons probably. I don't really even measure it. If you feel like you need to measure, go ahead and measure. But see how it slides right out? It wouldn't do that. And you can just squeeze it out of here if you want. But, yeah. And actually, I probably more often than not do squeeze it out of here. Okay, so we've got everything in here except for the seasonings. So I have 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and usually I measure this just because I don't want to over salt it. And then a 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon and a 1/2 teaspoon ground cardamom. Cardamom has this really beautiful, beautiful, like, I want to say kind of a floral citrus smell. Some people like it, some people don't. It's definitely different, you know, if you grew up like I did with not a lot of exotic spices and just kind of the usual stuff. You either don't want to try things new or you want to try everything new. I'm one of those, I want to try everything new. I think that I mentioned before, and I don't think I ever finished my thought, but when I was growing up, my mom was not a great cook. But I said everybody flocked to my mom's house, to our house, for the cookies that she used to make. They were pan cookies. She used to go to, okay, so we're just going to stir this all up. Okay, it looks kind of like a mess, but just stir it all up. So my mom used to go to C's Candy, to the employee entrance, because we knew one of the vice presidents, I think he was vice president of C's, and also my brother had worked there. My brother Chuck, charlesbecker.com, his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork. My incredibly amazing brother. Anyway, so the vice president of C's, whatever, he was also an assistant scoutmaster with my dad. So my mom used to go to the employee entrance, and she used to be able to get all of the shake off from the toffee. So it was kind of like mixed with the toasted almonds and the chocolate and the toffee. It was so good. So she used to get that there, and also the chocolate jimmies. So I have tried my hardest over the years to reproduce those cookies, and I never have been able to do it. Never. Never, never. So this is pretty much it. Those are all your ingredients, right? I set the oven to 325. The original recipe called for 300. Natalie, I think I gave you 300 to try, and I actually usually do it at 325 because I like it a little more toasted. The original recipe called for 300, stir every 10 minutes. So what I do is I set it for 325 and I don't touch it for 15 minutes. And then I go in the oven and after 15 minutes, kind of stir it up because you want those nuts to all get browned everywhere. So stir it up, put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Do that. You're going to do that 4 times. So it's literally, I'm sorry, 3 times. It's going to be in the oven for 45 minutes. After the last 15 minutes, Joanna, oh gosh, See's candies. I used to get them when I worked with, oh yeah. I'll bring you See's candies. Okay, Joanna, when I come and see you. Joanna is in Florida, and Joanna and I met when I went out to Florida a couple of months ago to do Mark Hufford's workshop, and Joanna was a wonderful hostess at her shop in Florida. Anyway, so after the last 15 minutes, love you too. After the last 15 minutes, I don't touch it. I take it out of the oven, and here's once again my trusty gnarly sheet pan, right? That's what's made this. So that, along with doing roasted vegetables in the oven. So after the last 15 minutes, I don't touch it. I literally leave it on the stovetop. I let it cool completely. You don't want there to be any warmth in there at all, because if you store that when it's warm, that steam is it's gonna make your granola mushy. Don't do that. So here's your mixture. You see that? Lots and lots of nuts and seeds. Use anything you like. Use less seeds, use more seeds. Dump it all out here with my mama's wooden spoon. So I've been working on a lot of really special things in my glasswork. It seems to me, and what has kind of been put on my heart to do, is I've been doing a lot of memorial things, whether it's for animals that have passed away and friends want to give their friend whose animal passed away something really special because they know how much they're hurting, whether it's just anything, any kind of memorial things. It seems like that's what I'm working on a lot lately, and I really, really love that. I love to do that. For instance, see, that's it. See that? Sheet pan. Lay it out there. Lay it on out there. So, for instance, I tell people, if you have your grandmother's like old vintage jewelry or broken plates that you just can't get rid of because they're your grandma's or they're your mom's or there's somebody special in your life, don't get rid of them, but don't leave them packed away. I can put them in a mosaic for you, or create something so that it can be out and you can enjoy it, and it'll make you smile with the memories that you have of that person, instead of them being just locked away and you're never going to do anything with them. So lately I've been really, really loving creating things for people. Memorial type pieces for people. So that's what I've been doing lately. And really, I flew way too much. Most of you know I flew way, way, way too much last month. And yeah, and this month too. I don't want to fly that much. So into the oven. I'm not gonna torture you. I have a pan just like that. We are twinsies. Yes, Rhonda. We're twinsies. Look, it looks like I have ringlets in my hair. Oh, dear Lord. Anyway, 15 minutes in the oven. After 15 minutes, stir it up. Just stir it up. Back in the oven. Another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, stir it up. Back in the oven. After the third 15 minutes, don't stir it up unless you want it all broken up. If you want it all broken up, stir it. If you don't, take it out of the oven, put it on wherever to cool, leave it on this sheet pan till it's completely cool, and then break it up and store it. It stores for at least a month perfectly. So like I said, I eat it every day with my this is the kind of yogurt I get. I love this yogurt. Love, love, love this yogurt. This is from Costco. Oh, you can't read it, it's backward. It's Green Mountain Creamery Organic 2% plain Greek yogurt. I don't need to add any sugar. This has sugar in it. And like I said, I'm a sugar addict, so I need a little bit of sugar. Sugar, sugar. Okay, sugar, sugar, any questions? I'm gonna put this in the oven. I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm trying to think of maybe the next thing I'll do. Oh, you know what? I'm going to tell you the next thing I'll do. But you guys need to go out and get one of these to make it easier for you. This balsamic vinaigrette dressing that I make is so good. It's so good. But I use the measurements from these bottles. So you can get these bottles at a lot of places. It comes with a packet of Good Seasons or something. I actually got a few of them at Walmart. Excuse me. I know some of you don't shop at Walmart, and that's fine. But I get this, and next time I'll share with you how I make the, oh my goodness, excuse me, the balsamic vinaigrette. It's really good. Really, really good. It's great dipping sauce for your French bread. Anyway, any questions? Linda. Oh, I have to put my glasses on. Linda, listen. I missed all the first ingredients up to the maple syrup. Okay, I'll give you the ingredients. I'll read them off, and then you can write them down. Because if I show you this, it's backward. Actually, Linda Gill, you can go back on my Facebook page also, and it starts out with 3 cups of old. It has pictures like this. Joanna, thanks, Joni. Looking forward to the balsamic. Ciao, sweetie. Bye. But I'll read it off to you. So, 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of coconut chips, unsweetened, no sweet, and that's old-fashioned oats. 3/4 of a cup of maple syrup, 1/2 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 of a half a cup of light brown sugar, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1/2 a teaspoon each of cardamom and cinnamon. Hi. Oh, hi, Sandy. I amaze you. Why do I amaze you? Let's see. 2.5 cups of any kind of nuts and seeds of your choice. Honestly, I have to be honest. This looks a little sparse to me because I don't usually measure. But I would oh, thank you for the heart. I would probably add another cup of nuts, but it's okay for now. I'm going to leave it as it is. Anyway, but that's me, because I totally am a nut lover, and I'm a nut, but you know. So 3 tablespoons of honey, if you want it to stick together. If you don't want it to stick together, then don't use the honey, or use more honey. All of these measurements are really just a place to springboard off of. So, oh yum, would love balsamic. Oh, the balsamic is a good, really good recipe, Honda. Hi, Alan. So anyway, Alan, I think you missed most of this, but it's okay. You can go back and watch it. And I hope I fly with you soon again, because all we do is eat. Seriously. I love my San Francisco peeps though. They're awesome. Hi, Alan. Okay, so into the oven this goes. How about this? Instead of blabbing all this time, I'll come back in about 45 minutes and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Does that sound good? And then if you have any questions, save them up and ask me when I come back. Thank you for the hearts. I guess you just tap on the screen or something for hearts? I don't know. I know on Periscope you tap on the screen for hearts, but how do you do hearts on this, guys? Okay, who just did that heart? And how do you do that on Facebook? Anybody? There's another one. How do you do that? Okay, guys, well, tell me later, I guess. Okay, into the oven this goes, 325. We'll see you in a bit. Bye. Mwah.